Hello, everybody. Good morning. Oh, man. So much volume in here. What's up, Illis? Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you all are doing well today. As we can see, Goldie is melting. Goldie's melting. We're already down 6.70%. Insane, 6.80% there on the daily. %6.80% on the daily. I'm trying to look for a sell opportunity because we've already retraced our bullish. So I'm thinking maybe at the break of these lows. Right here. Today is not a bad day to give Goldie a sell. If you're going to sell anything, sell gold. And if you can't trade gold, then sorry, but you got to find a way that you got to trade gold. All right, let's see what happens here. See if we get like, oh, it closed bullish. Closed bullish. Oh, we closed that resistance over there. All right, so it looks like we're just going to wait a bit longer. All right. Yeah, we might come up here actually to retest these highs. And then price going to start come back down again to re-break those lows. So that's what I'm waiting for, chat. Hope you guys had a good weekend and you're ready to smash markets this week. Yeah, we're expecting some further downside still on our gold spot over here versus dollar. New week. Met some traders over the weekend. Man, it's so nice meeting traders. Like, you're gonna meet a trader and you're already gonna become buddies, you know, because you're sharing this thing that you do. Love it when we meet traders. Hey, Jane. I invited him over to the stream. He's been profitable for a while now as well. But we'll see. We'll see if he tunes in. He doesn't trade like socially. A lot of traders, good traders, you're not gonna find them on YouTube. A lot of the people that I found like in real life, man, they're either gonna be working for a bank or they just, you know, completely do it low key. All right, I'm gonna wait for a break below the lows over here, and then, you know, we're gonna see if we can take a sell. I think it's gonna be a pretty good day, and, you know, we're gonna move over to the next trade. Man, I just love gold. Don't you guys love gold? I just love gold. Trying to get into oil, but yeah, we're still having got our feet wet there. Man, look at how tiny my position looks though, chat. It looks so small compared to the volume. Like this morning I woke up, so massive 1 minute candles. I thought it was on the 5 minute time frame. So yeah, just be careful. Manage your risk, right? Manage your risk. Manage your risk. Remember, we're looking for clean follow-throughs. Manage your risk. Manage your risk. Manage your risk. Imagine, you know, this stop loss in 25 or 2024 would be like something like here. Just for perspective, that's how the stop would typically look. But now it looks like this. That's how much volume there is. Gonna do something like this. See if it can come back down here. I like the fact that price already had its retracement up. Hey, nice to say Architect in the chat today. Very good. Nice to have you back. Yes. Yeah, chat. Now I'm just waiting to see if gold can actually just come down. We need to see it like kind of break this low here by 41.85, and then we can see some further downside. Kind of retracing a little bit. Oh yes, we got some big waves here. These are those cowboy waves by the shoreline. You know, guys always get stuck on the beach there. All right. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Let's go. How many trades have you taken today, chat? How many trades are you taking today? I might get this buy up a bit higher up here as well. That could set up. Are y'all trading gold? What's the game plan? I want to know what chat is looking at. Trading gold, no trade. Done for the day already. NQ maybe. What's going on there? NQ is still ranging though, isn't it? Like last time we saw NQ, I was like on the HTF, looked like he was still ranging. I think like if we create a support here, might warrant a sell below that wick. See if we get a little bit earlier. Remember, chat, never put too much pressure on one trade. You don't want to discourage yourself. Still got a long journey ahead. Never ever put too much pressure on one trade. Want to see, can we create that support? It would be nice if it closes bearish here and then creates the support. Oh, come on, close bearish. It would be nice if it close a bit bearish. Create a support. This is what I'm envisioning. Boom, create that support. And then next candlestick to just rip down like that. Four gold trades. That's three. I'm done for the day. Up 7%. Nice. Four gold trades, 2 wins. How many pips is your stop though? 20 pips. Hey, good morning. Let's have a great day. Yes, sir. Yeah, it looks like it's pulling back. Looks like London is a pullback. No entry. Still waiting, chat. Looks like it's pulling back because it sold off a lot. Yeah, Asia is the best. Asia completely melted. Pre-sessions are the best. Now we got London pullbacks, so we just gotta wait again. Create like almost some kind of an inverted here. Left shoulder head, right shoulder, volume. crazy candle. Yeah. Insane. Pullback at 43.20. I didn't even like understand how we were down 6% this morning, because I thought there was gonna be a gap. I thought there was gonna be a gap here on the daily. But no, this thing just nicely opened and then pushed down. We're heading towards 4,000 psychological right over here. So you see that head and shoulders from the top that we were talking about the whole time? Look at the way it played out beautifully. It's completely melted. Really nice confluence, that is. So we tapped, I think, like 4,100 psychological. Daily still bearish. So yeah, Goldie is still a sell in my opinion, you know. I think just needs to pull up a bit, set up again. As you can see, really nice clean range on the 15-minute for price to keep pulling up there too. You know, about 1,394 pips. We took a sell this morning from it was right around here. Thing melted like 1,740 pips. Insane. Just craziness that's happening. I don't know if people understand this. Like just how crazy this is. I feel like people are not talking enough about this. Like this is wild. I'm not seeing enough of this on social media. What's going on here? People blind? Or are they just gonna catch on later after everything's done maybe? But like Goldie, it's been melting for the past how many weeks, chat? Like every time we would stream the gaming stream, we'd all say, hey man, like Goldie is selling off during this. Like, oh man, I don't even know how to say it, chat. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just speechless, man. I'm just speechless. People talking about NQ. What has the NQ even doing? Let me go and see what. But the thing is, like, this thing could set up here soon. All right. So yeah, I think this should be. Candle here is about to close. Oh no, it was about to close bullish. I wanted it to close bullish. I'm not taking this. I wanted to close bullish. Just be careful the pullbacks. You see, that's the only thing that's a bit iffy. That's why I'm waiting for confirmation. Too awesome. Let's see. Oh wow, what the heck? Is it still moving up? Holy! That's like 55 pips at the break of the highs. Sheesh. I think it came down here to fetch some liquidity. Saw how it came down. It's like all in 1 minute. Came down, took out some lows here, and then started pulling back up again. That was crazy. Just pushed like in 1 second. How many additional more pips it looked like? There's like 30 more pips. Don't trade random confirmations. You got random confirmation trades, you get usually these kind of random results. Or a higher probability. So gonna wait again. Gonna wait for something else. Need some new structure. Thing is still trying to pull up. 3, I'm done for the day. Just chilling. Nice, nice. Most people who don't... Oh, yes, sir.
Most people who make trading content don't do it live. They will chat about it when hindsight can make them win from it. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait here. Let's see if we can set up.
43.55 to 43.76 looks like a zone where it might touch before flipping back down based on volume profile, if I'm reading it right. No guarantees.
Oh yeah, like 4,300. Definitely like gonna be a target over here. 4,300. Psychological. We got on the 15-minute, got clean range set 43.50. Yeah, just gonna fill up like most of this range. Here, 65 at 43.20, and then yeah, towards resistance. That could be the overall target though, like 43.70. We're at 30 minutes of resistance in there as well, lining up nice for 43.70. But yeah, I think that 4,300 should be light work. If price wants to continue to move up bullish, that should be it. Come on, gold.
Doing free trial on MTO, very good to check your performance before going for actual one.
Yeah, this is straight up pullbacks. When did London open? Right here. There's a 4. There were the buys. The buy consult plays did play out. Like you can see the first one we're looking for here, the sell. No confirmation yet, and then created this kind of like area of a potential buy, and then it's also within the valley. So that's kind of one that played out here. And also here, but that one kind of broke without the candlestick closing on the 1 minute. So we're gonna have to wait, see if it'll probably just try and keep pushing or something like this. Then just wait for it to get a bit tired so we can look for a sell. And then get that sell. Still down 5.70%. It's just pullbacks. I wouldn't say the trend has changed yet. It's a bit too early to say that because we have that resistance. We just broke the first resistance. You know, it's still way too early. We need to see something more like concrete. This could be HDF pullbacks too. Like the 4 hour could be pulling back. 4 hours about to close in like 1 hour 43 minutes. Maybe create a support down over here, kind of like play this range for a bit, and then we'll look for a sell down below that wick. That's what I'm thinking. So come down, create a support, retest these highs, and then come down to re-break the lows. Then we're gonna get that structure at least. Higher probability. Trading is just a game of reading structure, right? Reading structure, the way candlesticks are printing, and just seeing how that you can get in with the best structure that you can find, right? I compare it to like Fortnite. You can imagine those professional gamers who like game Fortnite, like the way they game and they study like structure and structural plays and how to go against each opponent's structure. It's like it's a kind of same level of effort you got to put into trading. You know, you have to consider yourself like a professional athlete. There's a difference when you play for fun, and then there's a difference when you play for like actual like professional. So let's treat trading with some degree of professionalism, you know. At least when it comes to execute, you can have fun. I guess but at least if you know you're following the rules, that's the most important thing. So sometimes on the stream, we look like we're kidding around, we're just having fun, but like in reality, we are just following rules. We're being disciplined, we're being patient, we're waiting for entry confirmations, and that's it. So I'm gonna wait, see if support gets formed here, come up here, retest. I'm still gonna wait and then come back down. Ooh, but that support area is kind of sketchy though for that move. Because it could come in here or here. Oh, I hope it doesn't set it up there. Let's see what happens. You gotta be a bit patient. That's TFX way, yes sir. Sometimes I don't know if I kid around too much. That Smallville song this morning. But Goldie needed saving though. It was melting crazy. Days like that, you know it's a sell, right? You kind of like feel like you're gonna break a rule, that you can kind of break a rule because of the amount of volume that's in there. You can kind of like bend a rule. But you see, it's important to know when to do that as well, like when to bend your rules. And it's not every day you can bend your rule. It's like specific days, exactly like what we had today. But it's still better if it lines up with the market structure. At least there's some kind of interesting structure, so it's not just also a random entry, like a key wick break or something like. So you're still bending rule, but you're bending rule with like a wick break or like maybe somehow a candle closes. Got some bearish engulfing right here, coming back into this range on the left hand side. Got a little bit of clean range down here, but oh, that's the one that needs to break though. Once you get through that support, it may be curtains for Goldie. This support here by 41,200. You have about a range of around 686 pips below that support. Yeah, so market's probably like looking to target that area. It's also psychological, 4,200. Gonna be quite important. What's up, Brian? Good morning. Let's see. Let's see.
Hi, Vic. Do you consider support or resistance on 1 minute towards the end or beginning of the 5-minute close before entry?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. The 1 minute structure can form like at any point in time of that 5-minute candle being open. It doesn't, it's not even based on the 5 minutes. It's only like if the 5-minute has 1 minute to close, then if I have the luxury before it's triggering me and I'll just wait for the 5 closure. So the 5 can create its lows if I'm expecting it to create further highs. But yeah, I guess when you trade on the 1 minute, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what time frames really are. In essence, it doesn't really matter. But these time frames are going to give you extra confluence, like the 5, 15, 30, if there's clean ranges, how the 5 minutes close as well. If there's new hourly open, that brings in more volume. So it's just like an additional variable. But in essence, you could just block all this out and just think you're trading 1 minute structure. But you see, if you understand the rest of the time frames, it gives you a much more better idea of what to expect, right? Like if you get like a 5-minute open right here with a 1 minute breakout play, then we're gonna get a lot more volume as well.
Question: do you trade prop firm or just personal account?
No, I trade personal account. Prop firms have way too many rules and regulations. I can't follow their rules. Like, I could follow their rules, but it's just, what's the point? Like, it's no fun. It's not like, not that it's supposed to be fun, but it's just, it's an avenue to make money, like make money and grow your personal account, right? Like, if you are able to get a 5K payout on a prop firm with all those rules, put it on a personal account and start trading a personal account. That's my suggestion. But don't just keep chasing the props. That would be like the best advice I could give you. Like, use them to at least get like a nice foundation. You know, when I started trading, what I consider was a nice foundation was $1,000. Correct? Generally speaking, 5K would be a nice foundation. So I would say, yeah, try your luck on prop firms. Like, at least you should be profitable by then anyway when you're trading prop firms. So you can have that avenue to build your personal. Prop firms, like, too many rules, and I don't know, you can't trade gold and these things. It's just too much, you know. Like, I want to trade gold. Well, why would I be stopped from trading gold, for example? You could probably find some out there which gonna allow you to trade gold, but I'm definitely not like these other live streamers. I don't know much about prop firms. I started my journey in what do you call it? In 2019, the end of 2019. I only did FTMO towards 2021, and I was on that prop for maybe like 4 months. Then I took all the money that I could from that prop, and then I started trading my live account. And ever since then, I have no freaking clue, like, really what's going on in that prop space, if I'm being completely honest with you, because my journey has always been about growing a personal account. It's never been to trade prop firms. But nowadays, the trend is prop firms. All right, let's see. I want to see a support being formed by like 42.12. Come up, resistance, retest, and then pull down, re-break the lows. Then I'm going to give it another shot. Then we'll go. What are you talking about? I only trade gold with all prop firms? Oh, nice. You see, I don't know. I heard like prop firms don't allow you to trade gold or something. But yeah, I'm sure there's some which do. Very good. All right. Sweet. Which broker? INFORMATIONAL. I've been with them since the very beginning. I think I traded on other brokers, but not for a long time. I can't even remember which one it was. But INFORMATIONAL was the one that I stuck with, because like, I remember my buddy I told you about in university when he was trading, and I had no clue what trading was. He was on INFORMATIONAL too. And for me, that seemed like also like a really good sign, because he was making money, and I was like, okay, so INFORMATIONAL, I came to realize, was actually one of the best brokers. But I got on it mainly because he was trading on it too. I think I tried Vantage for a bit. All right, if this creates a support, I'm just gonna take a sell here by 42.10 and look for a little bit of clean range here to get filled. We still have that psychological mark by 4200. Could be a nice little magnet for price once it starts to push down, as it's coming to fill the rest of this range right here by 41.95. Yeah, so this is gonna be my third trade of the day. So we waited for the retracement price pullback. I've gotten my structure. Now it's just to execute. Hardest part of it, hardest freaking part of it right here is now just the execution. But once you're stuck in, you're stuck in. Oh, all right. So it's pushing again. Last 2 seconds. I'm gonna need some kind of a resistance to be formed first before it breaks the lows. So I'm looking for something like this. Boom, candle closes. have this kind of rejection zone right here. As you can see, we have like multiple rejections. Trend is still bearish. So once we get that bearish candle closure, next candlestick to open up and re-break the lows like that to fill up this range that we have on the left hand side down towards our psychological marks. And that will be the move right there, boys. And then we move it. Then move it to the next trade and do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again. That's exactly it. TFX playbook. How about Top Step? It's the famous one. Top Step and Apex, right? Those are the two. The only downfall to props is they don't allow trades under 60 seconds. Yeah. How dare you making money so fast? Because that's the thing about trading. It's about making money, right? It's not about being right. It's not about 60 seconds and all of these things. It's about making money. Man, this morning I could have made so much more. Though, shish. I closed my two of my trades here like when I hit my profit targets at around yeah, I think you can see it. Yeah, like 2%. Because my profit target for the day is 2%. So I sold 2%, I just closed it. But man, that would have been a crazy trade. That would have been a really crazy trade, that one. Yeah, you gotta focus on like percentage gains instead of risk to reward and that sort of thing, right? Just think more in terms of percentage gains. It's for me personally, I find it a lot more simpler to make good results when I think about it like this. When I just think about percentage gains, and also of course risk, right? So you can control that risk as well. You don't always have to go big. You can reduce risk on some trades, increase risk. It also kind of depends on how your day is going. But it's an important thing about being dynamic in the market, like learning that skill of how to be dynamic. And now this looks like the breakout for the buys ended up playing out instead. Filling, but it looks like it pulled down though first. Wait, let me see. Boom, boom, broke. It broke the high and then it went up like about 30 pips, 34. All right, nice. Yeah, it's still pushing up, chat. Like we see, we got the confirmation here, but it's still pushing up. It's going the opposite direction. We're still getting like loads of pullbacks. So it's kind of filling up this range here. There's like 42.52. Still no confirmations for the sells. That was a nice one down here too, because it had that little liquidity grab below that support. Then you had this next one over here, kind of like set up for the buy. See, those are the 2 points. I think we were looking for one here, but it didn't fully form. As you can see, it's still pushing up. Push up here, push up here. I'm almost at TP. Nice. Enter the break of the high. Very good. Let me get it out. No, in and out. Some props allow you scalping. You just have to read the rules before getting in. FTMO is cool with scalping. The reason for the pullback is just the sells had been so much this morning. Already hit negative 6%. I can't remember the last time I saw gold at negative 6% at like a pre-session, like pre-London. See, it just keeps pulling up. We're trying to catch the sell, but it just keeps pulling up. So we continue to wait until it sets up. Really interested to see. The Fabio Valentini guy posts a lot. Really interested to see what his P&L looks like. This guy must be raking it in. Let me see on his YouTube. Does he post? Fabio Valentini. Which one is his channel here? He does a lot of podcasts, but like... Oh, I think it's that one. No, just about a month ago, shorts. Man, so you can't even like follow this guy. Or you gotta like go join his private group, I guess. Deep charts, Telegram. Oh, you gotta go on Telegram. View in Telegram. International channels. He trades NAS only. Oh. Dude, if he traded gold, that would be crazy results for him. Let me see what NAS is doing. NAS, let's see on the daily. Oh, NAS is dropping. NAS is down 1.16%. It's finally starting to break out of the range. You see, NAS here has been ranging for a really long time. Finally starting to get out of this area. It's like a little head and shoulders in there too. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Right there, price is coming down. Nice little breakout here on NAS as well. I see a little TFX play, which is like about 23 pips. It just broke bullish on the 15 orb.
He's supposed to be TNE #1 scalper. Yes, he's on YouTube. Fabervale on YouTube.
I was kind of hoping it was going to set up over here. Because then we would get the reversal play confirmation as it broke above this previous high to come down to fill this range. Thoughts on Donvo? Oh, Donvu. Yeah, Donvu should be making a comeback. Didn't he have a 30-hour stream the other day? That I think YouTube only allows maybe 10-hour streams or something. So we can't watch the glorious drawdown. That is the Donvu. But yeah, give it to him, man. Like, he definitely is special type of trader. Because not a lot of people are going to do what he does and then even be able to get away with it for as long as he does. So yeah, definitely he's not a copy paste. You know, a lot of these guys are like copy paste. All like copy paste, right? Copy paste ICT, copy paste this, copy paste that. But he's definitely got like some interesting perspectives over there. Now the risk management is crazy, as you can see. If you want to be in a 30-hour drawdown trade, awesome. But the idea is that you're going to win more than you're going to lose. So you can maybe like win 20, 30, 50 times even in a row. Problem is when you do lose, it's going to be worth maybe like 10 trades, something like that. So, you know, you got to think about it and you got to say, is this something that I want to do? Because the loss will come. It will come. Yeah, so it's still waiting on the structure here. As soon as I just gotta pull down, straight pull down.
The issue is order flow is not as clean to read as NAS. For me, PA is better on gold, don't need so much order flow. NAS people that take OF and are good at it, it's cleaner, but PA is not was clean.
Yeah. Order flow, definitely. I mean, if you're trading futures, it's more connected to the CME, so at least you get a bit of more of accurate readings, but the market's the market at the end of the day, right? Like order flow is just an indicator, like as any other kind of indicator. It's just about like how good are you at using it. If you're good at using SMAs, you could be like definitely a lot better SMA trader than even order flow because it's just an indicator. A lot of these things, if you're new to trading, a lot of what you're seeing is also a bit trendy. Like these are little, because, you know, I think it was 2024 where in the States they couldn't trade forex anymore. They couldn't trade on MetaTrader anymore. They had all these rules and regulations that started kind of like pushing the industry towards like what it is today, right? If that had never happened, most people would still be probably traded like forex and the way it just basically used to be. So be careful. That's all I say. It's like, because the industry trends, like it's an industry, right? And usually the guys at the top, ICT can say certain things like trade NQ, and he has like how many million followers, you know, and it pushes the industry to do this thing. So be careful that you're not following a trend, that you're actually learning how to trade. Because I followed a trend. I got caught in the trend thing as well when I started trading, and the trend was GJ. Back in those days, man, everybody used to trade G, except this one guy that I knew, and he used to smash silver, gold. He used to do the commodities and all these things, right? But everybody was doing GJ. Everybody was doing GJ, and I came to realize after some maturity that I was only doing it because everybody else was doing it. But looking back at it now, GJ was a complete trash pair to trade. Like, it was trash. Everybody traded just because everyone's trading it. And I didn't trade gold for such a long time because everybody said gold was too volatile, gold is too scary. So that even hindered my progress as well. It's always buy or sell, never how is Vic. It's all good, man. This is the job, and this is what we do. This is what we wait for, yeah? Even during the weekends, we just want markets to be open so we can start buying and selling. So I don't mind it. I think this industry is one you got to be very stoic about everything, you know. No room for emotions, because that will be quite detrimental. So take the good and the bad as it comes, chat. Remember, the goal is survival at the end of the day. It's not to prove anything to anybody. It's none of this noise. Your number one goal in this industry is survival. Just make that account survive long enough that you're going to survive that learning curve. Because a lot of people don't even get over the learning curve. They get a lot of discouragement and then fall back down the hill. Doesn't matter if you got a baby account, a big account, whatever that account size is, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, just try and make it survive. That's already an accomplishment. Even if you can make like a $500 account survive for a quarter, 3 months, 6 months, and keep learning how to survive, then you're gonna eventually be on the right path. Because through survival, you learn vital skills that is gonna keep you in the game long enough to become profitable. Only through survival. Have you seen GU? No, I haven't. $10K profit day for me, almost doubled my account. Oh, Isaac kid, very good. Well done, man, well done. Morning, Ragnar. Very good. You gotta withdraw that money. Withdraw that money so you can make it real. I'm waiting for a setup. I think one could form here, and then we get like a break of the low by 42.33. See if we can get a continuation to the downside. It's about like 200 pips. See what oil is doing. Oil is up 1.50%. Looks like we got some market open gaps over here. But yeah, oil should be going up still. It looks like we have an accumulation on oil right over here. Gonna break above it and then keep moving up bullish. That's what I am anticipating with oil. Towards 120, then 150. We should see at least 150. I don't think this war is anywhere close to ending until we get oil about like 150. Somewhere around there. So as of now, we have resistance here. Support. Resistance support.
Most of the time I trade in GU, but I will come to your live every day because there are so many things to learn about the discipline from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Breaking other side now. Not good. Not good. We need to create resistance right here. Because it's just about ready to create that structure. Yeah, the pullbacks are crazy. It's still pulling back. How long are we in? This 46 minutes of pullbacks. You're not trading today? Why not? Good a day as any. I don't think we got news today either. Let's see. Monday, now we're chilling. No news. No news at all. No, I haven't even gone through the Discord. Got me on the pullback, looking for a sell. Very good idea though. 5-minute TFX concept short. Nice little sell. Gold. This looks like that. This was posted yesterday. Yeah, but I can see there's like a shotgun entry over here. Shotgun play, like when price started to break below that support, and then clean range down towards this next level. W trade. Set and forget for 1 minute. Rejected the top TB previous 5-minute wick, and it pulled right back after take profits. Wow, man. But I love this range is there. Like you had support, boom, boom, boom. Looks like a bit of exhaustion, rejection, doji. It hesitated for a while though to make the sell play out. Because actually, ideally, this candlestick should have been the one that broke the lows. They say like hesitated. I think it was trying to scare some people out. Sometimes the market likes to invalidate positions, so it can move in that direction. So sometimes you're going to see like a resistance. Candle will come, reject the resistance, close below it, and then next candlestick will fly up. Let's see, gold. What do we hit? We haven't yet hit 4,300. We're still, how many pips is this? Well, like 300 pips away from 4,300. We just peaked here at like 4,270. So there's, I don't see anything key, any key areas here, unless we were just filling up some of this range. So that's close to that 65% mark. I'm waiting to see when the sellers are gonna come back in though, chat. Like, I think once it sets up and we get our confirmation, should be like either it's gonna just melt. If it's gonna be a W trade, it's just gonna melt. Or it might just pay out the first round, come back up, retest like a bit of this area, but that would be the point A of when it starts to weaken. That's when I would be expecting it to, if we get our confirmation, this area right here. I'll be expecting that to be again the start somewhat of the bearish movement. Just seen rather close he closed a 1 million trade again on sells on a 50 lot. Holy. Yeah, I mean, Raja is the type of guy. You know, Raja, let me tell you one thing. When I started watching him, he's the guy who kind of opened my eyes a little bit to these macro events. Because every time there used to be like elections or some war going on, Russia, Ukraine, man, Raja would always be making so much money. And it's the same thing that I do nowadays as well. Like whenever I see macro news, macro volume and such things, this is why my PNL is so up. You know, this is something I learned from him back in the first year of trading as well. Like he would always make money during these times. And no, the crazy thing is nobody else used to talk and trade like that, you know? Nobody else used to do that. They used to like focus more on the technicals. So I'm not surprised, man. The guy doesn't need to trade anymore. He can just wait for these events. These are the most lucrative events. Like if you see even the way I started my month over here, I started with a 20% trade. Like you don't have to trade. Like you're gonna have a guy who's beating himself every day to make like maybe 5 or 10% a month. And then you have a guy who understands the markets, who knows when to get into the market and make like a quick big trade like the way he's doing right now. So that's exactly what we do. But we trade also a lot. Take like this month we've already up almost how many trades? We're taking like 32 trades already this month. Looks like it broke through that level. You see, this is a level that I was looking to catch that sell. Here, it just kind of broke and then went about, what is that, like 80 pips. 80 pips. So it would be nice if we got it, but we just didn't get the last support. Well, 1 million is wild. Next fat support is around 4K. We could easily see a meltdown there. $1 million is crazy, chat. I don't think people understand like what a million gonna do for you, because sometimes in this industry we get too desensitized about the power of money, because we see these people like gonna make so much money, we forget like what it means to be a millionaire. It's a lot of money. I'm down so bad right now, bro. Help me. I had a chance to withdraw, but I didn't, and now I'm losing more. I told you, you gotta withdraw, man. You gotta make trading real. Whenever you make a good profit, especially if you know you're still learning, man, withdraw that money and pay a phone bill, pay something small. You know, I always say like get yourself a cheeky takeout, buy yourself something nice. I don't know, but reward yourself because you're still learning, right? That's keeping you kind of motivated to follow good habits as well. Because if you don't reward yourself for good habits, then you're just gonna fall back to the bad habits. Especially in the beginning. I don't know how this is gonna form here, but probably gonna wait for something within this realm. If we can get like a little bit newer structure to form here, and then we're gonna take it down, because I think like this structure here is a bit old now. $1 million creates new problems. You have to figure out how to keep and grow it. Give me those problems. I'll take them. 1 million, more problem? Awesome. It's hard to stay lucrative at 1 million though. Because you're gonna make $1 million, but you're gonna invest that. You're always gonna invest it, so it's hard to say that you're gonna stay lucrative at 1 million, like liquid. Yes, you might be worth millions, assets and everything. But the important thing is to grow the money, right? It's not to just have it sitting there. Hey, Don Vu made $1 million. Don Vu made $1 million, but then he blew it. Yeah, you gotta rebuild. He made $1 million, then blew it. But you're gonna rebuild because no one gonna take the skill away from him. That's one thing that people don't realize. It's fine, but like don't forget, like if you're gonna make it once, you're gonna make it again. Nobody can take the skill away from you. Oh, wait. Damn, I'm not locked in, chat. Holy. Oh, man. There's a bigger range. You see what I mean? Like, markets can be fractal sometimes, so you forget there's a setup cooking. Damn, I'm not locked in. Oh, wait. When you're too zoomed in sometimes, you forget the bigger picture. See how this looks. All right. So I'm gonna wait for a break below that low. It's a pretty big one. Let's see what we're playing with. 4,200. Okay, so it's a break of the 5-minute lows here as well. To at least get like some kind of a push. There's a range here that's about 130 pips. All we need is 20.
state in 2008. It went away pretty fast, bro.
Damn, you think that 20 pip TP might be too much? You sure the market's gonna give you that much? I don't know, man. We gotta wait and see. Hopefully. Hopefully. Hope I'm not being too greedy, yeah? But it keeps, you see, it's like it creates a setup and then it keeps pulling back up again. It's created a setup and now it's trying to pull back up again. When it re-breaks those highs, I might even see it like continue moving up bullish. It may still be looking at a target here. I'm guessing it's like potentially 4,300 if it keeps moving up. So you might see it come out from this breakout that price is gonna hit like 4,300-ish from this section right here. Because you can see like price right now is just accumulating orders, right? It's accumulating so it can start the next phase of distribution. Don't be a pig. Yes. Why don't you hold your trades? Because buyers and sellers make money. And trust me, if you even end the day with any bit of profit, 1%, 0.5%, if you just knew the amount of people who are failing on a day-to-day basis, right? You would even be happy with that 0.5%. Correct? Because remember, buyers and sellers make money, pigs get slaughtered. Even if you see it still going your direction. Secure something. Put yourself in that 5% maybe of people who are going to make money on that day. So I'm pro securing, not necessarily pro holding, because you know when it comes to holding in these runners, you can plan for them, yes. Depending on how you want to approach the market, it's very flexible. If you want to trade less, just hold the trade. Like this morning, if I wanted to trade less generally this month, I could hold that trade this morning, like dumped like 1,000 pips. You just hold the trade. It's up to you and what you want to do. You know, for me, I kind of like the daily scalping, and I also enjoy the trades which just give me the runner, where I'm thinking I'm going to secure like 16, 20 pips, and then all of a sudden it pushes up like additional 30 pips, 50 pips even. Because the market can facilitate that for us. But before, like, monthly targets were about 20%. Back in 2024, I think a bit of 25 too. That was a monthly target, 20%. But now, since there's so much volume and we get these kind of like runners which happen, you can say by accident, but I don't like call it accident because you put yourself in the position to get lucky, in the sense that where the candle is just going to keep pushing in your favor, getting that a lot more. So this 20% is easily becoming, it was easily becoming 30%, and now it's easily becoming way more than that because of the war that's happening in Iran. And that's trading. You know, sometimes you get like these macroeconomic environments that create you like brand new crazy opportunities. Sometimes you just get the normal ones, which for the most part we've been having. And there you're gonna like have more realistic expectations, you know, like 20% a month. But now I wouldn't be surprised to see 100% month, to be honest with you, Chad. And like you have to adjust your expectations based off the current market, right? And what it's providing. And if you just want to say, hey, you know, like regurgitate things and put yourself in a fishbowl, you know, that's okay as well. But remember, you gotta be able to do a lot more than what someone can say that's possible. Always keep that in mind. And that's the whole idea behind markets as well. It's always been an environment that we gotta strive to push things to like very high expectations. You know, if you don't gonna push yourself, then why do it in the first place? You know, just push your limits. See how far that your strategy can go before it breaks. What it's capable of. Don't be afraid to push those limits. At least you're gonna know where they are. That's what I always say. Worst thing that can happen to you is you fail, which is not bad. At least you'll know where the limit. You know, the problem is some people don't know the limits. These professional traders who are really mature in the industry, they're gonna have like amazing streaks, and then all of a sudden 1 year they have like a crazy experience in the market, and they give back profits, or just something crazy happens because they never got opportunity to push their limits to know where those limits are. So I say the best thing, just get out of the way now, but do it with some risk management, right? Do it with some good risk control. Like, this is the first time me personally I'm pushing my strategy. I've never pushed my strategy like this. And the only reason why we put gas on the pedal is because we noticed since, where was this? Was it March? We noticed since May, the volume had been increasing, I think. Was it May? What months was it? June 25? No. June 25 was 11% month. I think it was here in July. It was like 50%. We noticed like in July that the volume had been increasing. You see, from July it was 50, 35, 30, 34, back down to 21. And once you see that and you spot that opportunity, that's when you got to make it count. Because don't be surprised when we go back into 2027 and you're seeing Goldie do again. Oh my days, chat. I'm not freaking locked in. Man, this is a problem with streaming sometimes. We got a trade right over here. Potential trade. Sorry, my bad, guys. Gotta focus, gotta focus. Because we're setting up something here, but man, that support could look a little bit cleaner. I'd like to see if we can create like maybe one more support. I like the rejections, how it's starting to reject over here. We could come down and just create like one more support. Maybe then I could consider it. But I can see it's forming. It's forming a variation of the entry. It's just not a very confident one, but it's definitely there. Especially if it breaks below these lows, you might see it just fill this range. This range here is around 222 pips. That's why I was like thinking, man, if this thing can just give us a setup nicely, it can really just melt over here. But you see, it's still trying to push up. So that's why I'm being skeptical about these supports, because the market has still been pulling up here for about 1 hour, 8 minutes since the London Open. So I think it would be better if we get like a bit of a cleaner structure, so we don't end up becoming a liquidity. So I'm gonna wait. Boom. Test the slow. Pull up and then break. Remember when 200 pips was daily range? 200 pips, 500 pips was a whole daily candle. Now this is almost half. Just a 1 minute range is almost half of what a daily candle used to be. Yeah, some nice little SMA confluence. Goldie's being a bit cheeky because it could set it up here as well. The retest like 42.54. The market definitely is moving a lot right now. That's why we have multiple analysis. Like, for example, if this candle here closes bearish, right, chat? Look at this. You see these rejections? Looking at those rejections, and I'm looking at this area's small compression. So then it's just going to distribute from that point from 42.50 entry, which is also a nice psychological number over there. Our entry is literally at 42.50 psychological. So I do like the fact that those confluences line up. Just need to see if it can... You see, but this is what it's been doing. It creates a setup. We're about to take it, and then it breaks the opposite direction. Yeah, you see? That it breaks the opposite direction here. It's just moved up another 50 pips. Every time. So it's not yet ready for the pullbacks, you see? It's still pushing. I assume it's this bigger range. Don't forget we're in this like bigger range. Here. It might be looking to break above like 42.70. And then make that run for 4,300. If it's not breaking the lows. And you see, it doesn't seem to be struggling with liquidity or anything too.
Canceled that buy stop. The 50 EMA is just crashing. I'm not going against that momentum. Maybe no more trades for me today.
Clean this up. It would have been a nice break, chat. Like this is where the move was supposed to come out from. That would have been the sell right here. So imagine if that was a sell. It would have been a pretty nice sell. But I broke the highs instead. So I gotta wait. It's cooking something up here for 42.70 it seems. Maybe unless it came back down, we could probably salvage this structure here. If it came down and then retested like this, and then rebroke the lows, then that would become the liquidity. Or like rather, it did pay out, but... And then this would be like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then price would come down. Then you could consider like a liquidity grab here, but it did pay out. If it doesn't do that, then I think it's going to be aiming for like 42.70. Triple top. Yes, sir. Goldie has been a bit abused by the sellers, isn't it? The sellers have been abusing the hell out of gold for a while now, isn't it? Wait, let's see how many... Oh my days, look at this. The last 6 trades we took over here. The last 6 trades, all sells. All sells. Made a good 17% on all those sells. Last 6 trades that we took. Daily still down negative 5%, 5.30%. There could be a little move that could set up here, like a bit of a reversal play above this zone too. But yeah, we got kind of like a triple top area here. Few rejections. So we'll see if they're gonna respect it. But look, when it breaks above 4270, it should see some volume, right? If it decides to do that, it's got a bit of a kiss of death. See on that 8 SMA, kiss of death confluence. Watch. Let's see that reaction off this mark. Buy orders are gonna get triggered by 4270. You're about to see. It might be making a run for 4300 first. I don't know. The market looks like it has a target before it starts moving down again. Boom, buy orders in. Yeah, there you go. See that? That's how we trade. This is TFX concepts. But you see, we're looking for sells right now. We're not looking for the buys though. I want to catch more sells. Now it's probably going to try and aim for 4300. Look at this. Up already 100 pips. That full to the psychological is almost 300 pips. I mean, if you took it, congratulations. Good stuff. Confirmation was there. It's just the bias is what's missing for me.
If it breaks these tops, it will run to 4309. Then look for sells from there.
4309. Yeah. It's in distribution, chat. Like, just leave it, let it go. If you didn't take the buy, it's not yours. I told you where the entry was. It's not yours if you didn't take it. It's paying out the it's paying out this play right here. That's why I was like, man, if we broke these lows, because I saw we're in that much bigger range. If we broke the lows, it would have been like similar effect.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
If it breaks these
Pushed up already 200. This is literally in just 2 minutes. 200 pips in 2 minutes, chat. 16, 20 pip stop. Not bad, eh? Not too shabby. Set it up, but got away from it. Overthinking. But that's what I love about Goldie. It respects PA. Like, if you're gonna break some kind of a structure, usually it shouldn't pull down like that much. At least pop you up about 20-30 pips before anything. Pew pew. Set it up but got away from it, overthinking. You know, it seems to have it seems to have started from that first one we spoken about here. Right there. And then that was just a pullback. So we thought maybe this would give us that signal like this and then break the low. But instead, this was like a retest of the accumulation zone. And then it came, break, retest, but it's still distributing from this kind of like region here. And then more buyers came in when we broke that high. You see, like theirs didn't go straight up. Theirs went like about 53 pips before like any stronger pullbacks. Similar amount, also 53 pip. That one was a lot more obvious from this range. So that's why it played out so beautifully too. It was really clean. And we should be approaching the 5-minute resistance here by 42.94. Where we should be seeing some kind of pullbacks. But remember, if you go up a time frame like on the 15-minute, look at this 15-minute clean range up towards like 43.80. So 4300 is just like speed bump in terms of structure. So even lining up there with the 15, the 30-minute lining up there together. But it's wild that the London session still no sells, chat. Like, still down about negative 4.80%. I was saying to Josh that I would stay out today, but man, damn, I'm shivering. 5K. I don't know, like if you're gonna have like a bad day already and you're down past your maximum drawdown for the day, just call it a day. There's no point feeling FOMO that the market is moving. You know, I'm up for the day. I could theoretically still take a trade and then lose that trade and then be even more down for the day. But you see, since I'm already up for the day, like then it's okay that we're gonna trade. We're gonna take a third trade. But if you've hit your max drawdown, today is a day of discipline. It's not a day of winning. It's a day of like proving to yourself that you can be disciplined. Or if you've hit your target and you're happy with your target and you still want to trade, then reduce your risk. So worst case scenario, you're still going to end the day with blues. Yeah, here comes 300. Here comes 4,300. Can we get it? 4,300. Do I hear 4,300? 4,300. Can I get 4,300?
1H FVG at 43.11. That's why I have my TP at 43.09.
You should secure something. As we're approaching, we have 5-minute resistance and psychological. Secure like 80% and then let the rest of it run. Also depends how big your stops are, because I think if you had like a massive stop, maybe it might not seem appetizing to you, yeah? If you were playing too safe and you had too big of a stop. But in any case, this would already be like about a 1-to-1, even if you put your stops below this support right here. And I think overall it would be pretty nice. Imagine if you went like with a 20 pip stop like we're about to do here, it'd be up like a 1-to-12, almost 1-to-13. Oh, there we go. 4,300. Nice. 4,300 have been hit. For me, that was the target, yeah, from this area. Once we started breaking the high. I say a bit of profit taking. The 4 hour is about to flip. Reflip. Volume should come in at that reflip. It needs to push up 140 pips. Pull up about 4,300. Damn, look at that. Just pure pullbacks. I actually thought today was going to be like a very quick stream trade. I literally thought I was going to come in. We're going to take a trade already here by the first 20 minutes. But it's good because it can't keep going in the same direction forever. It will need to stop eventually. And when it does stop and give that entry confirmation, that will be the first entry confirmation for higher probability pullback. You see, we've been waiting now for 1 hour, 24 minutes and still nothing, right? Still no entry confirmations to the downside, but we've been seeing the plays and the models go towards the upside. So once we do get that first break, that's going to be the first setup since the London opened there for a sell. And you see we just got right to 4,300 profit taking, which is right next to 5-minute resistance. Those psychological numbers do provide really nice confluence. That's why I was really stoked for this trade. Here, we're going to got like 42.50. 42.50. Maybe we could get that. Actually, you know what, chat?
2% loss charts off.
Oh, nice. Awesome. But look at this. By 4,300, if we're going to get set up over here, this will be the confluence now. Psychological resistance. The bigger range had confluence with the 5-minute, I think.
My sell zone is between 34.10 and 43.50. There are multiple FVGs here and a bearish order block.
Damn, Chaba, look at this trade right here. Imagine it still held that trade. Imagine that was already 2%. I just imagine like this small bit here, this was like 2%. Imagine if we just held that. I want to see 4,300 get respected right here. Let's see. Gold safe haven status hits macro wall as oil shock worries mount. Gold is typically a shelter for investors during geopolitical storms, but that doesn't seem to be holding true this time around. The yellow metals essential rally after the Iran crisis began was a textbook move. That's the one that we made 20% on. As a textbook move, but momentum proved fleeting. Markets have reframed their view of the conflict rather than a sustained geopolitical shock. Investors are treating it more as an energy-driven inflation event. In Truth Social, on a post on Sunday, Trump issued a 48-hour ultimatum to Iran to fully open the Strait of Hormuz, a key energy shipping lane, and Tehran has warned that it would respond in kind. Investors have used the volatility to take profits and reduce exposure across previously strong performing assets. See, from a technical perspective, gold has entered a medium-term bearish consolidation below 41.40 an ounce. Man, it's trying to re-break 4,300. Holy.
Gold prices fall to their weakest level this year as the Middle East conflict escalates, raising concerns over inflation and prospects of higher interest rates. In early European trading, New York futures dropped 9.5% to $4,132.90 a troy ounce, extending last week's losses. Prices recorded their biggest weekly loss since 1983 on concerns higher inflation will see the Fed hike rates, analysts at ANZ say. Surging energy prices, with Brent crude above $100 a barrel, have raised expectations for higher interest rates, dampening the outlook for non-yielding assets. Meanwhile, other precious metals follow suit, with silver futures falling 11.5% to $61.66 an ounce, and platinum down 11.4% to $1,745.40 an ounce.
I'm targeting 4K, I guess. It's still going to be moving down bearish. We came pretty shy of 4K. We might as well just... Only 968 pips away from 4K psychological. We most likely will see that in these conditions. Profit taking session. Yeah, profit taking session. Small change in flow. Actually, it started pulling up. I guess the dip was here by 322. It was about 40 minutes before the London Open. Price started moving up. That was a really nice one, though. I really like this this breakout here. It's quite a textbook one. It was like 4,300. Very nice. That's kind of the same idea I would have like if price was to sell. Here, initially, we're looking for a sell here to 4,200. That would have been like the target, 4,200. So you see, it's still the same concept, like, but it broke the high to 43. But you see how those levels there act like magnets? If it gave us the confirmation, we could have potentially seen 42. But I broke the high and went to 43. Yeah, wait and see if this region here can still get respected. If it creates a pullback, maybe it gives me what I wanted down here. If pulls up, creates a support here, retests this zone by 43, then breaks the lows. That's our entry. Let's see if it can happen. Chat, remember, it's the same thing like we do in our simulation. For those of you who are part of the simulation we did, the last simulation that we did.
Shotgun confluence at entry 2. I love then shotguns don't extend too far.
Yeah, if you remember the last simulation we did, how we were drawing the candles before the moves, it's just the same kind of like a habit that you want to have. But yeah, in this situation, yeah, we still gotta gear up over here. See if we can respect 42.83. Hey, good morning, Joshua. How's your weekend? Pretty good weekend. Pretty nice. I met two interesting people this weekend. I met a guy who trades and a guy who works at a bank. But the guy worked at a local banks. But still some pretty nice insights. I was more like looking at the macros there at the bank. Macro fundamental work. Not trading. Alright, let's see what happens. Maybe we're gonna respect this support. Retest and then come down. Come on, Goldie, just give us a freaking entry confirmation. It's doing a shotgun entry, though. There's a shotgun play here. But that's not what we're waiting for. That is not it. But you see, it's a very nice range that we have here to fill. It's going to be about 216 pips. Actually, we got closer to Wardy's mark. 209, 210, I think you said. So only entry confirmation is a shotgun right now. It's really nice because they got the 5-minute range. So you see, this is why I meant the market could have been looking for a target. Whenever the market pushes like this sometimes, and you see the overall trend is bearish, it could be just a pullback, but the pullback's going to have like a target. So that's the first 5-minute resistance, which is lining with 4,300 psychological. Now we can maybe now start to see more of those pullbacks to the downside. You see, that's why every time we're getting our confirmation, it just kept pushing up. It just kept pushing up because it's got a target. I remember I learned something like this, that whenever the market has a target, it's always going to get to that target, right? It doesn't matter even what's happening in the economy. Like you see, I like to use Japan as a example when the tsunami hit in 2011 and people thought the yen was going to go down, but it just went straight up. Like the market will literally do what it wants to do at the end of the day. So I think the thing here was our 4,300 mark. And I think when you know, it's hard for someone who gonna use order flow to understand this sometimes too, unless the order flow has a signal there. But you don't need like an indicator to give you this feeling. It's kind of like feeling as well, you know. Even Epstein said that in one of his interviews when he was interviewed about working at Wall Street. So he was talking about a lot of the traders, they got like also a really good feeling on the market. So it's not always about the order block and, you know, the hard data over there. Because sometimes that could screw you. Like a lot of you probably had the feeling today already when you came in during the pre-sessions that there was lots of volume to the downside, correct? And look at this. Look at how price just completely melted. Because it's not normal for gold to be down 6% at a pre-session. That's why Raja made $1 million. Is because he understands these plays and these feelings in the market as well. He's never going to make $1 million when price is just ranging or doing bullshit. It's always going to be like when we're actually moving. But yeah, just a clean distribution over here. Once we started like breaking that low. Filled up my range, but no entry. Next range is below 4250, where our entry was gonna be before. Below this support, psychological 4250. It's gonna break there and it's gonna come down. You see now it's moving down. You see this? You have like a 223 pip rate. You see how that structure and that flow has shifted from what it was before, with how it was kept moving up bullish. 4300 and then tumbled, filling up ranges now. Man, look at this. So nice. Even the break of this low over here has already done like almost 70 pips. Problem is, it's just moving like a V shape, and we can't trade a V shape. That's why I said the only confirmation here was maybe they're gonna be that shotgun entry when we broke the support and then we broke the lows. Chat, okay, let me ask you a serious question, yeah? So this is mainly for the scalpers in the chat. But how much time do you need to execute on a trade? Like, let's say, how much is the time? How much time do you need to execute on a trade? How much time is it? Like, what's a comfortable amount of time for you to see a trade and get ready to execute the trade? Because I notice a lot of the time people are going to say stuff like they keep missing trades. So understand what this number is. Understand your number, because I've been able, if I'm not streaming, I can do it in 5 seconds. If I see the move in 5 seconds, it will be enough time for me to look and get in on the break. But if I'm streaming, then we gotta have it like maybe I think it's 10 seconds to draw the position like this. But you should always gotta have like a number, you know? If you don't have a number, how can you push yourself to understand like how well you can operate under pressure, especially as a scalper? You gotta know it, because sometimes you're gonna come up to the chart when you open up the charts and your setup's gonna be right there. So it's good to know like how fast, because that could leave you some space of optimization, because some people are gonna be using lot size calculators, other people got the fixed lots. Yeah, like 30 seconds, 30, 60 seconds. Nice. And remember, there's a 10-second delay on all live streams on YouTube. At least 10 seconds. Around 30, 40 seconds. Yeah, all right. So just about like almost under a minute. Man, but this is just a pure V-shaped reversal. No entry. I have 6 seconds. Now for those of you who may have not known this, now you know what you gotta do. You gotta look at your data. Go look at your data, and then go see what's your average pip stop loss. What's your average pip stop loss, and just get some average lot sizes for them. Some people who haven't done that yet. So for me, typically 16.5 and 20 pip. Even sometimes before the volume started to kick up a lot, I would be able to reduce my stop loss less than 16.5. But then you can just keep it there, because it's like a good average. Because you know your trade in any case will push that amount plus before like giving you a hard time. Or like maybe even break evens or reversals. So it will usually be on average 16.5 to 20 and then to 30. But lot sizing is here. That way you're going to see a setup. 5 seconds. That's about it. You can execute. And then quickly measure it out like this. 16 pips, 16 or 20 pips. Just to be on the safe side so it doesn't pull back against you too quickly too. But that's when you like not really expecting it, right? Most of the time we're going to have at least a couple minutes before execution. But sometimes it can be like this, where let's say if this is a candle, and it's not only for TFX concepts, it could be for any other strategy. But let's say if you're waiting for this candlestick here to close, right? If you're waiting for that candlestick here to close, sometimes it can be the fact that this candle can push up. Let's say your entry was at the break of that high. It can push up, and then as you're still waiting for it to close, in the last 2 seconds, it breaks the high. And then that's going to be like a very tight area. Now you got to think like, because if you would measure like a position from here and your stop loss is here, you know, now you're going to have to adjust that. All right. And then this can all happen in a time span of 5 seconds. That variable. This is a variable. It could happen to a lot of scalpers. If you're a scalper by nature, there's a good chance that that has happened to you before. It could happen in the higher time frames too, but obviously those are going to take longer to play out. You have a breath root rule, it adds 1 minute. All right, let's see. 1 minute has come down. Where are we currently sitting at? Let's see, 15, 30. Still clean range.
But can do it in 30 seconds if I'm locked in. I execute 5 min at the lowest, so that's fine for me.
Yeah, so let's see. 30 clean range, 15 little choppiness over there. We got 5 minute support. That's why we're bouncing off of these levels. So for price to get through those levels, because, you know, we got some speed bumps over here, we're going to need to set up again. It's probably going to try and set it up here so it can get through these levels on the left-hand side. There's a bit of heavy lifting down there. Apparently he got 1 million today. Yeah, I remember the first time he said that was once, what is he, like once in a lifetime or something like that. But man, 2026 and this war that's happened in Iran, don't be surprised you're gonna make another million. You know, don't be surprised. Today we're down. I think we peaked at -6, but I believe there's gonna be another day in this week that we can see pretty high pull moves to the downside again. Even he's not used to it. And he's been, imagine this, he's been trading for 10 years plus. I've been trading for 6 years plus. That's why I've been saying this, and I can't say it enough. I don't know if some people are going to listen or not, but since 2025, the market is not what it used to be. I don't think he ever experienced that condition here, been trading for 10 plus years. It's absolutely insane. See how beautifully that range here got filled though? From point A to point B.
Gold, wiped out all of this year's gains as the war in the Middle East stoked worries about inflation and higher interest rates, dimming the outlook for the non-yielding asset. In mid-morning European trade on Monday, New York futures fell 6.1% to $4,298.50 a troy ounce after slipping to $4,100 earlier in the session. Other precious metals followed suit, with silver futures down 7.1% to $64.61 an ounce, and platinum sliding 9% to $1,791.80 an ounce. While geopolitical tensions typically support safe haven demand, the inflationary impact of higher energy costs is pressuring bullion. Brent crude, the global oil benchmark, remains above $100 a barrel, threatening to prolong the Federal Reserve's years-long inflation fight. Meanwhile, a stronger U.S. dollar is making dollar-denominated commodities more expensive for overseas buyers. The recent sell-off has also been amplified by forced liquidations as investors unload positions to cover losses in volatile equities and commodities markets, according to market watchers. Despite the sharp drop, technical indicators suggest gold could be oversold. Historical patterns indicate such declines during macro shocks are often followed by sustained rebounds, with speculative positioning already increasing in anticipation of a recovery, said Sujin Kim, analyst at MUFG.
Really, a recovery, man. I think like quarterly is just about flipping here. It's still early to be saying that it's oversold, that gold is oversold. It says, if you look at quarterly candle, yeah, we sold from the highs of 5,600, but we just literally had a quarterly candle flip. Nothing here is oversold structurally. But of course, this has created amazing opportunities for central bank buying. It's just now the question is, where are those psychological numbers? Like, you know, like for example, 4,300 was before we had the rollover. Now imagine what the central bank buyers are looking at for gold shorts before they really start coming in with the buys. Of course, they trade differently and they're always scaling in as prices coming down. But there must be like an overall number there. You see, that's why I look at this 4,100 psychological. You see how beautifully that was tapped here? These are the daily lows. Exactly at 41. That could have been a target for the pre-session. Alright, so I'm gonna wait for some kind of a resistance to form up here. I think we could like potentially get that sell confirmation. But I'm gonna need it to pull up. Retest that high. Then we can consider a sell at the break of the lows. Is anyone trading Apex on gold? Doesn't seem I'm able to. Damn. You know they do that on purpose, yeah? If there was something else moving, like as gold was, they would just ban that too. But that's the only thing about those props. And trust me, it's a lot harder trading pairs that don't move. That's why you might think it's safer. It's the same illusion of safety I started with when I started trading. People would say, oh, you know, start with GJ. GJ is slow. Like, it's safer. Yeah, it's slow, but like you don't get to make money on it. It's like it's too slow. And it creates too many variables that you got to deal with before price starts going in your favor. Like price can move, but since it's moving like super slow, there's always going to be these variable shifts that can always change the direction. That's the thing I like about gold. It's just you're going to know immediately, like in the first at least 5 minutes, whether that was going to be a good trade or not. This kind of pushed up a little bit higher than I would like it to. Above here. So I'm very much contemplating whether to still take it. Let me see on the 5-minute. Fat rejection on the 5-minute here as it pulled and broke above that high. And that pulled up too high up. Remember I said I wanted a candlestick to pull up and then reject to come down and then break the low? But that closed a bit high up. See if it can give us at least head and shoulder here. Then I could just use that as a liquidity grab. Then break the lows. So we gotta create a support, then come down bearish. All right, let's see how it respects it. It could also just respect that high there. And we have a bit of clean range on the 1 minute here. It's about like 82 pips to the downside to fill this area up. Yeah, so that's a clean range. If it breaks below 42.33, we're going to have clean range down towards 42.25, about like 82 pips. And then with the bearish trend for price to continue moving down. Then we're going to look at this like some kind of resistance area over here with these rejection wicks that we're breaking away from this zone. You know, the issue here, it didn't give us a chance to catch these moves. Besides the shotgun entry. Right? So that just came straight down. Straight parabolic down. Boom. Down towards that support. So it'd be a bit annoying if we start that process again of setting the move up. You see, then it starts to break the highs like it was in the pullback phases. Over here. We would like almost get the move and then break the high and then it would move up. Because realistically, that didn't give traders too much of an opportunity to get in. But I closed up high again. And it did it. Broke the higher. It now has clean range to move up. It's giving us the confirmation opposite direction like it was here.
Used to have a bearish bias. Love the stream.
Thank you, thank you. Wait, you see this? Very clean move this is. You see what it's doing? And what it did here previously, it's what it's doing here. It doesn't look exactly the same, but this is the idea. We got, if you're going to be looking for price, a bearish bias, then you have to see where that daily is heading, right? Like, look at the daily time frame, and you're going to see most of the time that daily is moving down heavy. All right, the simplest way I can say, download this indicator. It's a free indicator in the description box. It's a free TFX daily bias indicator. But if you see, usually, generally speaking, the daily is down, let's say 0.40%, right? That's already showing to you there's more sellers and buyers into the market. And there's a pretty good chance from this point onwards, you're going to see gold, especially during these times. This is like the beginning. This is still going to be like the early stages, 0.40%. It's like a psychological mark. Sometimes you see price come to 0.40% and then like use that as a psychological, kind of like 4,300 or something of the sort, right? But if you break through that 0.40%, either bearish or bullish, you start to see a lot more direction. Or you call it order flow. You got to see a lot more order flow in that side, in that direction. But that works the best when you're using it, let's say, during London session, pre-London, Asia, because the pre-NY and New York Open can sometimes shift direction, even though the daily is bearish. Remember, market's been moving through like most likely different sessions. So by the time we come to New York, sometime in New York, we're going to see like that NY session fake out. Then you're going to see some pullbacks before that continuation. Maybe the NYSE open. But just follow the chart work, you know. That's why we say if you're going to like read in candles, you're going to be able to see it. Even if you see the market structure here. That's just predominantly moving down bearish, correct? And these are things we've been anticipating for a while now. As you know, we've been following up the war and everything, and gold stopped moving up. Like as soon as gold started like really struggling and we didn't get ATH hit anymore, we started thinking, okay, you know, this time around, gold most likely just going to continue this bearish sell-off here. Then we started looking at head and shoulders, and we've just been waiting for the sells and anticipating the sells, like since this region here. So the problem is a lot of people don't know this, so they kind of like only realize gold is selling when it's somewhere like here. It's the same thing that happens with Bitcoin. People don't really know how to read PA when it's still like, let's say here. They're only gonna know like when price is down here. Like on social media, I haven't seen much about people and gold sells yet, but they're probably gonna start talking about it when it's already gonna be even further down. Maybe like super obvious. That's how it is. I don't know why, but it just is.
Price eats the 5M bearish FVG, which we just tapped into, then it could go back up to around 43.11. If not, then it can continue down. I still have the sell zone marked on the chart I posted on Discord.
Let's see. Quick 20 pips. Oh, nice one, Kevja. Little quick 20 pip move here. It pushed a lot more. 20, that was about like maybe 45, 50. Oh, you got some zones here. Sell zone. All right. I'm waiting to see. You see, it's pulling up again. It's trying to fetch liquidity again. Now it's doing it a bit more aggressively. It's trying to really push back up again to fill that range. It came back, basically what it did, it came back into this zone right over here. That's where the distribution kicked off from. So it came back to see if there was any more orders in there. It's gotta keep waiting.
Head and shoulders is both a good shampoo and pattern. Hi Vic, how to put a SL on that candle. There are too big.
Yeah, you can't put the SL in the candles. They're too big. So what we've been doing is, since fuck, I keep forgetting the month, but I think it was like summer months of 2025, we don't use structure anymore, because you can't always get your stop loss on structure on gold, because now you're looking at 50 plus pip stop losses. So we just keep it at the amount of pips that we're looking to secure, which is usually 16, maybe 20, right? But obviously you can hold a lot longer if you want to hold. But we've just maintained the same SL we've been using 25, but we just can't put it on structure. That's the only thing, because now you're going to extend those stops. But you don't, in this environment, you don't really need structure that much, because obviously, you know, once you get stuck in, it should ideally not give you that much of a hard time. I mean, just, you know, if you watch the charts, just watch and see how the candles are playing out with your strategy. And that always going to give you the best advice on what to do. Just watch. You see, like, even the break right here, we broke, and how much did that move? That moved a total of 86 pips. So why would we waste pips? Oh, why would we waste pips down here? People do that because of fear. Or they're trying to... yeah, if you're trying to feel more comfortable about your position, but sometimes it's just not necessary. I think fear is what drives people. People are driven by fear. It could be for the good, it could be for the worst, right? So you gotta see, like, how is that fear? What is it driving you? Important thing at the end of the day is gonna be data, right? So if you got a spreadsheet, you got a free spreadsheet in the description box. Just start gathering this data and see how well your strategy performs with those amount of pips. I'm thinking, like, as volume is starting to slow down here, maybe it might start tumbling soon. Got a few 1 minute doji candlesticks. Just bought an account with them. I only trade gold. Now I'm stuck. Well, only one way to sort that is trade. You know, the whole idea is like if you can at least get to a payout, just try push to that payout, because most of the time people are gonna trade like prop firms, kind of like a gamble, right? The over risk in the initial phases to try and pass it. So find something that's moving. I don't know what's moving. I think NQ was moving a bit. So just wait, sit on your hands. Just if you feel stuck, sit on your hands and wait for an instrument that you can trade to really start moving. See, like NQ had a massive market open gap over here, but in reality, that daily candle is only down 1.25%. Correct? So like if you look at this NQ, you wouldn't want to risk it on this because it's not giving much of a direction. You gotta find something else that's moving, like similar like gold. You see, like similar like gold, look at what gold is moving over here. Oh, what else? What else are you gonna trade? Silver is also moving nicely. Silver actually looks kind of similar to gold. It's breaking out of this range right here to fill up clean traffic as it started breaking above this high. Silver is coming down. Let's see this on the daily. Daily is also coming down. Yeah, silver looks pretty good. It's actually kind of like gold. So now the question is, can you trade silver? That's one. See, Bitcoin's not obvious at all. Can trade crypto. See what German 40 is doing. German 40 might be it. It's down 1%, 1.20%. There's no top wick on German 40. But it looks like it has a capacity to really give some trending moves. If you look at the Friday close over there. And it looks like it has been melting off. So I'll be looking more for sells on something like German 40 as well. You see that accumulation area here? Beautiful. Once that's breaking below like 21,860. See how it's been coming down? Look at this. At least you got some of that directional bias in your favor and confluence. So now the question is, can you trade this? When you're doing fundeds, you got to look for those instruments. That's why funded programs can block trending pairs sometimes, because they don't want it to be easy for you. They want it so you're trading more of the trenches. That's what we call it. When price is just swinging but no direction, it's the trenches. They want you in the trenches. This is like GJ right now. It's down 0.30%, so not much direction on this either. How do I determine the bias? Just download the free indicator, my friend. It's going to help you a lot. Just whatever direction that says, if it's daily bias bearish, just know there's more sells. If it's bullish, know there's more buys. And sometimes it's going to say waiting. Like this. You see with GJ, it's waiting. Look at the daily candle. It's not really doing much. It's currently at a support level as well right there too. Let's look at oil. Oil, it says bearish over here. I think it's glitching on oil because there's a gap. So it started above a bit higher up. So whenever it glitches like that, just watch the your top left hand side right here. It's going to show you the daily percentage. Chat, it's important to always check that daily percentage, right? Don't just base your daily bias on the technicals, because you know the markets are fractal. The more you zoom out, the more the trend is going to change. You can end up confusing yourself. Chat, I might give it like maybe 30 more minutes, see if it's gonna cook up my entry for me.
Oil the last couple of weeks. The wicks alone were 20 to 30 pips. It was impossible to execute with a stop on. Plus the spreads are 2.7 pips.
Yeah, you gotta account for those spreads. 2.7 pips is pretty high up. On average, we get like what, one pip spread? So that means you have to increase a bit the stop loss. So if it's a 20 pip stop loss, you gotta use maybe a 23 pip stop loss. That's it. That's how you're gonna deal with that spread. Yeah, but you can still execute with a stop. You should never execute without a stop. Maybe you can just close your position manually when it hits a stop. Never get into a trade without a stop. Sometimes you're gonna see on the videos that I don't have a stop, but my stop is there. Remember, drink more water, chat. Don't trade like a raisin. Stay hydrated. Oh yeah, I created a channel here for the commands that you can use on stream. You can suggest a few commands. We have like a suggestion box here as well. You can submit a suggestion. If you got any suggestions, come here, submit a suggestion, right? It opens up like a ticket. Then you're gonna write dash command or whatever it is. But these are all the commands that you can use on stream, right? These are all the exclamation marks. So we got command homework, command hairline, playbook, command trade. Alright, this gonna look like it's gonna set up here nice in a bit. It's kind of slowed down a little. If you notice, like Goldie, it's kind of taking a small break over here. Which it needs a break because it didn't even give a chance for much of us to catch these sells. Oh. I hope it doesn't just keep pulling up though. Did anybody catch anything during this session? Did anybody catch these sells? Oh, we don't have those commands yet. Anybody catch these sells? These are tricky sells to catch. I caught a buy. I don't know, maybe we should have done the shotgun though. Let me see. See how it broke. Broke this wick. It didn't seem like it gave a clean follow through. How much did it peak? Would it be break even? Yeah, not even. Not even, but pretty close. Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, the shotgun would have been hard to survive. I think it pulled up there. Question is, are we going back to 4,300? Because we start moving up here, it's like 250 pips.
In a discovery that feels almost unreal, archaeologists have uncovered the world's oldest known gold artifacts. These artifacts were found inside a 6,500-year-old burial site in Varna necropolis, Bulgaria. The finding is not just about glittering metal, it is about the birth of wealth, power, and inequality in human civilization. Grave 43, a grave unlike any other. There are almost 300 ancient graves on the site. However, one is outstanding. In Grave 43, over 1.5 kilograms of gold existed. The gold was transformed into decorations and purposeful objects. It was no treasure, but the initial evidence that gold was a relation of power and status.
Oh, that's cool. You know, like how they buried what's his name, Maruno, the Mexican drug cartel guy. What's his name? Maruno. What was it? Let me try. Go El Mencho. Mencho. Yeah, that's his name. Man, they buried Mencho with so much gold, chat. If you want to go on a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of like adventure, you can go find out where he was buried. But I'm pretty sure his grave has been guarded for a lifetime there. Because he was worth billions, so you know, like how much you're gonna pay somebody or like a bunch of people to always protect the grave. But you know, those guys are gonna get bought off maybe. Imagine how much he was buried with, chat. Like he was buried with a lot of money. Jewelry, gold. It's like a modern day sarcophagus. Like the ancient Egyptians did. Or like the Irish do. You know, you gotta bury, I think what the Irish put like gold coins on the dead's eyes so they can bribe the ferryman in the next life. Alright, but I got my setup here, chat. Now I'm just waiting for the break. I got my move, finally. Finally, the market slowed down enough to actually create a setup. The only tricky thing there is we got that SMA. You see that SMA can be a bit pesky, but hopefully we get a few more candlestick closes before the break. Then price can move down bearish. Oh my days. If it breaks the highs again, that's ridiculous. It's doing the same. You know, part of the problem here today is it's giving the setup, then breaking the high. Setup, break the high. And then when it comes down V-shaped reversal. Boom. Crashes. No way to get in. And now it's pulling back. Creates the same structure. And then it breaks the high. And then when it comes in for a sell, it's going to do V-shaped reversal. Very hard to catch that. So this is the only point in time where I think like it's going to make a lot more sense. That if it breaks the lows, then it's going to come down. But if it breaks the highs, it still has some range here towards like 4,300. Do we got clean traffic? Yeah, we kind of do got clean traffic there. You see it's liquidity grabbing on the 5. See how that 5 looks? It may end up breaking the high again, chat. You see this? I can't control the market. It looks like it's doing liquidity grab orders here from the lows as it's trying to break up. Let's see. Because if that liquidity grab doesn't play out, there's no reason why price should come back down to re-break the lows, correct? Like, why would a candlestick take out these lows like this. That's how you can always spot a liquidity grab. It's like a weird looking candle wick breaking previous wick lows. There's no reason why it should come down and then re-break the lows here. It should actually just move up if it breaks the highs, if it doesn't want to come down at this point. It's flirting with a break here by 42.74. How long have we been waiting for this trade, chat? Like, this has been... Yeah, it's definitely been one of the longest waits that we've had on stream. That's for sure. All right, looks like it might be coming down. This must be one of the longest waits. And it's coming towards the tail end. We're already heading into pre-New York here in about 25 minutes. Oh man, I like this. I like this a lot. Come on, Goldie.
What's good, my brother? Love to see you always grinding on the streams as well as the charts. Keep it up, my guy.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, we're gonna be here, man. We're gonna be here. Gonna try to be consistent, a little bit more consistent. No Fridays off. I think I'm gonna stream after this as well. We're gonna do a gaming stream. For the New York session and see how the New York plays out, because most likely we're just gonna keep selling off. Are you trading NY? Yeah, we're gonna trade NY, kind of like a Q&A type of a stream where you're gonna come and ask questions and just hang out. This is a playlist, right? Here, oh, gotta zoom into this. See this? Just Q&A, gaming. Gonna ask you questions. Gonna pick off where we last left off there on Hellblade. And also obviously call out some moves, right? You're gonna have the charts open. Call out some moves. Because I think after this trade, this will be the last trade of the day that I'm going to execute on. Oh, why is that? I was wondering why 20 pips looks so big. This is like 61 pips. Holy. I was like, the volume really die out that much? It's kind of really slowed down here. Do I care about wicks? You don't care about wick, no wick candles? Nah, not really. I don't really care about the wicks when we're looking for volume breakouts, because you don't need wicks when candlesticks are breaking out. A wick is nice to see though. Now, you see the problem with the wicks, when markets are moving, you might not get that wick, right? There's no law which says that the candle gonna have a wick. And the thing is, like, okay, you can create the wick, but the first push will give you maybe like even 50 pips, right? Let's say it was a 5-minute wick, and then the candle goes up to create the wick, and then it kind of like hovers there for a bit, it bounces. But you see, you miss out on opportunities whilst you're waiting for wicks. So you must know what strategy you're trading, that you're gonna wait for the wick or not. For a 5-minute shotgun, for example, you see like this move. It's nice for these shotguns most of the time to get a wick, because it's not a breakout play. What essentially a no wick candle is when there's lots of volume, right? So it doesn't create the wick. That's why it's good with the breakouts, because it's like, okay, it didn't create the wick, so what? We're expecting volume. But like on a shotgun play, you kind of need a wick. You kind of need it to pull up first, because I think even the way this one played out, the 1 minute broke first and then it pulled up like, I think it was 43 pips. Let's see, you see it broke, it pulled up like 47 pips and then it came down. So it depends on that entry confirmation. But most of the time, we don't really need it. All right, chat. So this might actually even come in a bit sooner here. I'm saying there's a potential area right over here. I do like the slightly bigger one though, at the break of those lows. Gonna see how this candle here closes. Oh shit! Oh, look at this, man! Look at that! Someone just came in and said 1,000 lots, and price moved down. Price moved down like 36 pips. Holy! Holy! I was like about to place my order over here, and then somebody just sold it off. Oh. Did your order block indicator tell you that was about to happen? Was there a way that you could have known? I don't know. I hope something like that doesn't happen down here though. You like their narrations? How's the voice? I think it's a neutral voice. I could probably get chat's voice in here. You know what would be sick? If I could get a copy of Jane's voice, Wardy's, Schwartz's voice, Wood's voice, Tall Trader's voice, and every time you're gonna make a comment, it's gonna comment in your voice. That would be sick. Or just join the mentorship and come onto the Discord and open your mics. But anyway, that would still be a dope idea. That would still be a dope idea. Now since we got the confirmation here, all I gotta do now is wait and see if price can come down. Because initially I thought this would be it right here. They're gonna take a sell. But the idea was this candle here needed to first close first, like this, and then re-break the lows to continue moving down. But it did it too aggressively. And usually when it does aggressively, you see what it's doing right now? That's sketchy, yeah? Because this is almost like a reversal play for whoever's looking at sells in there. So when price breaks structure, it starts consolidating right below it, literally a warning sign. And if it starts breaking back above, it might come back and target the highs here by 42.72, where the wicks, the stop loss is most likely going to be like completely. So I think that what happens usually when price sometimes breaks very strong, it creates an imbalance, right? So you got to be careful. Oh man, I feel like this might be a juicy trade. Sure, we got some speed bumps on the way down here. We got rejection wicks and that, but you see we're coming below that 8 SMA there, which is good. We don't have to worry about that too much. See how it's creeping up? That's good. Because if it's going to reject it, it's just going to come and bounce right off it like this. Hey, Ricardo. Welcome, welcome. I can send a sound file of me speaking if you want. It's gonna require, this is gonna be a 2-man job because somebody else gotta manage like the voices and put according to the comment they select. I show Speed tried this in one of his streams. He created like a whole AI version of himself who would like stand in stream when he's not around, and that AI version of himself would like answer comments and do what he does to make the stream exciting. But they didn't stick with it for too long. AI is still in the works, but definitely would require a 2-man job at this point in time. That's why YouTube needs to integrate it somehow. Last 2 weeks I truly started hate my broker. Change it. Change what you can control. Focus on what you can control. Do you often see DXY chart when trading gold? Man, I have not looked at the DXY chart, but I think that DXY is moving up. Because the last time we saw it was breaking 100 psychological to the upside with a reversal confirmation. So let's see what it's doing. But you see Goldie's about to set up though. I don't want to take my eyes off gold. But I imagine the DXY should be moving up. Because see, the thing with gold, I could take a sell if it creates some kind of a support over there. But it would need to be like a nice support though. Or I want to see it close like a strong support. Oh, no it didn't. It said fuck that. Oh, come on, Goldie. Oh, man. That was the trade right there, chat. This was the trade I was waiting for, bro. Whips. Too many orders. Did you catch it? Oh, man, you caught it still. Nice. Sniper. Sniper, sniper, sniper. This was the trade I was waiting for. Man, what if I just hit sell? You could have still given me some pips. Yeah, pretty good. That was a very clean move. Very clean. I knew it. This structure here was very, very clean. You got a buy stop? I was about to enter, but bam, it just got. Man, this is the move right here. See, it's already down 100 pips. I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. Because it hasn't been wanting to give us these sell entries. Like you see, like over here, it has been pushing. And how when it came down like V-shape retracement. I had a feeling it didn't want to give us these sells. Maybe we had like a buy stop or something, you know. Man, such a beautiful trade again. Look at this. This is coming down here towards support by 42.25. That clean range. W on the patience though. Got slipped to hell, but it was really nice. And that cooked up. How long did that? 20 minutes before the new hourly open. Don't let the NY open leave you. Yeah, I think you got the pending order, then you could have got stuck in. Yeah, but you see this? Man, this is a perfect structure right here. Let's see how that cooked. Okay, as soon as it started coming down now. As soon as we saw that initial fluctuation. That was a good sign that some kind of sellers came in. Right there. You see that fluctuation? The first idea, boom. Right here, you saw how I saw moving that fast. That's always a good sign to see. That's always a good sign. So I kind of like anticipated maybe I was going to miss that move, but I had a little bit of hope. But usually whenever you see it move like that fast already in the initial phases like that, you know by the time it gets through that wick, it's just going to melt. So look at this. I got my alert. The alert has been hit, but the price is not even at the entry point yet. And then look at that. So I think the only way would be like a sell stop. Right, I didn't even react. Look at this. I'm still not even reacting. This is like freaking when a cat tries to scratch you and then you only react when after it scratches you. But it just melted here like 140 pips. Imagine that, chat. Like in about a minute's candle from the entry, it did 96. And in about 3 minutes, it already did 140 pips. Insane. Should have accepted the slippage. Should have just taken it. But I'll probably be slipped somewhere here. Let's see, where did you get slipped? Yeah, exactly, somewhere around there. 42.52. Oh, yes, we got AMA cross. Also, yeah, we got the SMA cross there. Just gotta wait again.
Gold bounced off the 200 daily MA. If gold closes below it today, we might see a slippery slope.
So I got 83 pips. I got slipped like right here. Still pushed like about 90 pips. Guess it's retesting the high volume area again. Come back into the consolidation. See if we get more orders in. So break and retest. It almost set it up twice as well because we had this area and then we had that area. So there were almost about 3 confirmations. But with this candle, it just broke straight. With this candle here, it didn't create a support. And with this candle, it just went through. My setup with no trade, love it, Tetra, process. Yes, sir. All this means is you just gotta wait again. Like, you just have to just be that disciplined. Because look, you know the beautiful thing about finding consistency and some kind of results? Because you know when you're following your rule. Even if you miss a trade, like, you know by being disciplined, you're expecting a certain result, correct? So for me, it's like, okay, fine, I missed this move, but I gotta wait for the next one. If the same thing happens, then I'm just gonna wait again until I can get stuck in. Because sometimes getting stuck in can be the challenge as well in trading. Because, you know, you're trying to get stuck in areas that most people want to get stuck in. That's why we have these nice kind of moves. Because we're not the only ones, right? We're not the only ones. So it's okay. But that's the only move I could have called for this stream if we're looking for sells. We already called the buys over here, but yeah, that's it. Maybe the 2 trades that I called with some kind of a confidence was the buys here, which was a break towards 4,300, and these sells. And it still has room to move here on the 15. It's just we're about to get the new hourly candlestick open up in about 10, 12 minutes, something like that. So we might be breaking into a range, a much larger range. And that will look like from somewhere here, that resistance to the support. Correct? So this could be that range of about 524 pips as it gears up for the pre-NY volume into New York. It might say play here, chat. And this is going to be quite interesting because, again, if that happens, if we break the highs, look, we have clean range to move up. Again to 4,300 and beyond. But if it does that and then breaks the lows down here, then you can expect some further downside on Goldie. You see this? We peaked at 4,100. So this is a whole area that gold could melt. Because now if you go on the 30, it's like clean range. Essentially. Down towards that 30-minute support.
Set up nicely though.
Yeah, that was nice. But look at this. It's breaking into this area here too. Potentially. So now it's like that game, Who Wants to Become a Millionaire. Option A, revenge trade because of a lack of patience. Option B, FOMO into the trade. Option C, call it a day if you miss your move. Or option D, pull port, blow their account. Option D is gonna be wait. Option D is gonna be wait. Those are only options we have here. Revenge trade it, FOMO, call it a day, or wait. So I think the only two options which are very clear here is C and D, right? Either gonna call it a day at this point, or we're gonna wait. What are we gonna do, chat? Option C or D? What are you gonna do, chat? What are you gonna do? Call it a day or wait? These are the only two options here. If you ever heard like that saying, don't cry over spilt milk, that's it. No, look at this. Oh my days, it's already breaking. It's breaking the highs. Holy. This is that fake out. This is a fake out here. This is a fake out right here below that support. See if we call it. It's breaking the highs. It broke the highs here. It was about 60, 70, almost 70 pip move. I bet you those were easier to catch than the sells even. But this was the idea behind how price just moved right now. It just came, it did a fakie below support. This is that fakie here. And that's the accumulation. So maybe it's getting a bit shocky actually. It's going to pull back into the range after a move like that. It could be getting a bit shocky if it pulls back in. What's NQ doing? All right, let's see. You just call another W. Awesome. Alright, chat, I will see you all for the New York session stream in a bit. Where we're just gonna hang out. We're still gonna see what options lie in the market. And if you're still trading, then make sure you do tune in to that stream and get some ideas on some of the positions you might end up taking for the New York session if you're planning on trading gold. But I will see you all then, because this was our move, chat. I can't control the market and getting stuck in and that sort of thing, but that was the move I was waiting for the whole time. So it's a pretty nice move. I'm happy. I'm glad to see it play out. I'll just have to wait for the next move just like it. So I'll see you all in the next one. Adios.
Cash in the bag, let's take some belly quick.